Then we've got Charlie Goddard in there, Morgan. Beverly Phillips starts the 37 MGB. Richard Frankel, the Alpha, and Lee Howe, the Elite at the back. And away they go. A fantastic sight this makes. The two Jaguars side by side through the first corner. Different iterations of the Jaguar E-Type. One a semi-lightweight roadster, the other a low drag coupe. And John Clark, who been racing for many moons, head of the eponymous automobile group in Scotland. Raced in the British Touring Car Championship in the past, BMW M3 among other things, and he leads from Reed Gott, the Canadian, who sometimes shares with Andrew Keith Lucas, but the Cobra is coming blasting up alongside the snarling AC Cobra of Nick Sleep. Had moved up, car that was raced by Dick Neal in periods, a proper car which raced in the Sports Car Club of America events. We've got the Healy there of Hewitt's in the middle of that. Look at that gorgeous early E-Type coupe roadster, one of the two in the race that were very close together in quali. Healy still managing to hold the Cobra off. So the Cobra with about 450, 460 horsepower, something like that. Top Jags with probably 400. The Healys with about 270 brake, the top Healys, but weighing about the same as the Cobra. Look at the little Climax-powered Lotus Elite there. They're so nimble, so agile. Just 1216 cc of all aluminium Coventry Climax FWE engines, and away they go through past us. Brilliant to watch. And a great mix of cars. The oldest car in the field is the XK 120 Jag with the red hardtop, a little broad speed mini coupe. It's mini underpinnings, designed and built by Ralph Broad, raced in period by the great John Fitzpatrick. So as they race away, what's happening? The two Jags are under pressure here. And those claws of the Jags are out, but the venomous Cobra is coming up to challenge them in the hands of London and Nick Sleep. So Alex Montgomery from Edinburgh driving. It's 350 odd miles from Edinburgh down here, and John Clark comes further from Dundee. The Jags very close, almost side by side, and there's been, I think, a little bit of a change there. It looks like the Cobra's come up into second place, but Clarkey in the 88 Jag just holding sway at the moment. And in second place is Sleep. Third is Reed Gom. Fourth is Alexander Hewitson down another driver from Scotland. So the car's certainly based up there. Look at that, the iridescent metallic blue of Scotland, kind of a Courier Cost colours on it, and through they come again. And it's John Clark, who is a tremendous driver, but up the inside, just brute force, has taken Nick Sleep through into the lead at the start of this lap.
It was inevitable that was going to happen, really. I think
Yes.
It was fourth going into the previous lap, was second by the end of it, and then it was a matter of yards into lap 3 when Sleep was able to just power ahead into turn 1, and no real defence offered there. I think the other drivers knew that that Cobra was able to make up ground quite quickly, and already has pulled out quite a few car lengths over the Jags, which are still in second and third position as things stand. Wonderful to have the GT and Sports Car Cup here, joining the 750 Motor Club for the race meeting this weekend. A first ever trip to Wales, trip to Anglesey for this particular series, which, as Marcus says, only does a small number of races each year. Has already raced on the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit about 4 weeks ago.
They've been as far afield as places like Enna Pegusa in Sicily, Monza, but this is the 7th circuit they've raced at in the UK, and the first in Wales, and it's wonderful to see them, and even better that the sun has come out today, because it looked pretty bleak at times yesterday afternoon. But it's Sleep who leads the way, and look at John Minshaw coming up. Now that's an earlier spec Jag. That is the early pre-63 type Jag, E-Type. The Jaguars debuted at Alton Park in 1961 with Graham Hill and Roy Salvadori, the front runners, and they won. Graham Hill won first time out, and the car entered by Tommy Sopwith of Equipe Endeavour, from the Sopwith Aviation family. He ran the Endeavour Motor Group based down in Sussex. But Jags have always had a wonderful competition history, and they face the Cobras in period. You'll see a Cobra Daytona Coupe in there, the 186 car, which is driven by David Smithies. That broke its gearbox after only about 3 or 4 laps at Silverstone. And it's quite interesting that David Smithies, who does all the work on that car basically himself, he's 78 years old. Chris Clarkson, his co-driver, is 73. We call them Team 151 now. That's their total age, but they're not the oldest pair in the field, because Chris Connolly and Joe Ward, winners of the Spa 6 Hours a couple of times in 75, in 95 and 96 in TVR Griffiths. They top them by 2.
Wow.
They're 78 and 75 respectively, but we also have very young drivers in the field. We have Olivier Marseille. We also have young Alice Locke, who pedals that little broad-speed GTS very, very well.
And it's a great array of drivers, but also a great array of cars. We've got a change there. That's John Minshaw making up a position there, and he's gone up to 3rd place now. He's gone past the 232 car. That's the Reed Gom E-Type, although Reed Gom trying to fight back there on the way into Church, but Minshaw's made that place himself, and indeed it looks like he's going to be caught here, Reed Gom, by the 132.
Well, he's got this trio of Healey's behind him. We've got Hewitson, Marseille, and the 3rd of those Healey's is that of Crispin Harris in the number 207 car. That car's nicknamed Ali after Crispin's son, Ali. Ali on the 2 front wings, and look at the little broad speed going along. A fantastic lick for a car powered by a 1293 BMC A series Cooper S-type engine. The nimble Lotus Elan 1600cc Ford bottom end, Lotus aluminium twin cam top on it. That probably makes somewhere around 175, 180 horsepower. The best of those twin cams these days makes towards 200, which is staggering considering that Jim Clark, when he raced Lotus Cortinas with these engines, had 150 at best. That was probably from an ultimate fuel injected engine. The Jags straight 6, 3.8 litres. Beautifully balanced cars. They're long in the wheelbase. They have very sophisticated independent suspension, disc brakes all round, inboard at the back, and they're fabulous to watch, just awesome to watch. The MGB's accessible historic cars, but what I love is these Healeys, the 3 Healeys, which remember were also Works rally cars that had an enormously successful career in things like Alpine rallies and things like that. Quite remarkable. Good to see the XK120. That engine, incidentally, was first seen in 1948. The XK engine, which powers the XK120 in this race, powered the C-types and D-types that won at Le Mans in the 1950s. 2 C-type winners, 3 D-type winners, and there's that battle of 32, which is Oliver Marseille, very, very tall young man. His parents, Flavien and Vanessa, run this GT Sports Car Cup, have done for 20 years. This is the 20th season of GTSCC, and this battle between the 2 snarling Jaguars with the 3.8 litre straight 6 engines and the 3 Healeys, and Hewitson so quick off that corner at Target, actually was trying to have a nibble at Reed Gom's low drag coupe. The low drag, one of the 3 distinct homologated body shapes for the E-types. Malcolm Sayer low drag type body on it. Malcolm Sayer did the aero on the D-type Jag. Remember the fin D-type Jaguars? And the fin was slightly offset just to give it a little bit more stability on the Mulsanne straight at Le Mans. And here come the Healeys then. They raced at places like Daytona and Sebring in the States. In fact, the silver car is the same colour as the, I think, the Works Sebring cars that ran there. And now Marseille's trying to get his way. Oh, he took advantage of the fact, or tried to take advantage of the fact that Hewitson was slowed very, very slightly. And He tried to have a go at Rocket, but there wasn't enough time. Hewittson's, I think Hewitson might have missed a gear. He suddenly dropped back from that group. So the top of the GT3 Healy is now Marseille, but of course top of GT3 is John Minshaw in the Dove Grey E-Type convertible with the hood on it. There he goes, just going through. John Minshaw, absolutely brilliant. He's running in second place overall.
Yeah, he's done well, hasn't he? Because he's escaped from the GT4 class cars, and he's trying to go with the Cobra, and on the last lap was within about a second of the Cobra's lap time. But he's going to struggle to catch that car, isn't he? I think he's going to be able to put daylight between himself and the rest, but
it won't catch the Cobra on pace. The thing that they were always worried about with these cars is the punishment meted out to the transmission and brakes on a circuit like this. The vast majority of the competitors have not been here before, and it's been an absolute breathtaking eye-opener for them.
I was going to say, what have they made of it?
They're absolutely very positive, and they don't need all the flash of some of these continental venues. When you've got this on your relative doorstep, you don't have to take a ferry to get here. But it's brilliant to see. 32 and 207 then locked in combat, and those are the two top Healys. They're second and third in the GT3 class, and that's Oliver Marseille, new to this car this year. A car that was raced by Tony Worthington a bunch of years ago. Then Tony retired from competing. That's the British Racing green car. The Works red Healy colour is behind, and that is the car of Crispin Harris, who has with him James Wilmoth, driver who has a St Lucia nationality.
Great to see these Healys, because they're always so spectacular to watch, aren't they? The back stepping out, it's just, they're always so impressive to witness.
Watch when the 32 car will be taken over by Jeremy Welsh, of course son of the late Dennis Welsh, who was the maestro in historic Healys. Dennis Welsh Motorsport still looks after a lot of these cars, but it's brilliant to see. Of course, all the cars, these Healys, with some of them have wire wheels on them, some have alloys, but great to see. The down the field, the MGBs are in battle, but I'm looking at the top. That's 10 seconds now that the Cobra's ahead, but the Jags are so closely matched. John Clark and Reed Gotham, both of these drivers have got secret weapons in their pocket. You've got Ben Mitchell waiting to take over John Clark's number 88, the semi-lightweight roadster with the bubble top. That little vent on the boot, that basically vents air out of the rear brakes, and the transmission diff coolers in the back of those as well. And the low drag car, Nigel Greensword, that Nigel who's been racing more than 100 races a year.
I was going to say more than 100 years.
Well, it seems like it, doesn't it? I remember him driving that Formula 4, was it a Royale RP26 or something like that, when I was a lad.
Yeah, it's a star of Mallory Formula Ford, stalwart for many years. But no, very experienced.
I think Nigel's probably got a good 10 years on me, in fact, in the wrong way from my point of view. But the Jags, absolutely brilliant to see, and so beautifully matched. So you've got this pair of Jags chasing the Cobra, the pair of Healys chasing the... the red Healy took an interesting line there, and the red Healy's gone through, but it's the 207. Crispin Harris, that was a really brave move. He dived up the inside of Olivier Marseille into Rocket, and kind of almost took him by surprise, and it worked. It was one of those out of the blue type moves, so Harris took that place.
He did. So we've been enjoying this battle in the GT3s and the GT4s. In the GT2s, by the way, at the moment, is the 275 car that is leading the way at the moment. That's the Benjamin Tarlow, Mark Hamilton, Peters Lotus Elite. They are in 11th position overall, and they've got quite a gap actually back of 5 cars between themselves and the next car in that class, which is the Mark Hope Jason Minshaw number 55 car, which is the MGB. GT2, a well-supported class. There's 7 cars out in that class here today. GT4 have got, I think, 5 cars. GT3, I think, have got 9 cars this week. We've also got one car in TC2, well, TC1 and TC2 class cars.
Here's a pit visitor, and this is the Hilton and Moss Jaguar coming into the pits. That's Will Garrett, and I'm not sure that's whether he wants to hand it over to Tim Crichton now.
Is there a pit window that they have to observe particularly, Marcus, in this?
They can stop when they want, as long as they make the 2 stops.
Okay.
Maximum stint is 40 minutes, regardless of which stage of the race it is. So you could do a 40, a 10, another 40.
Yeah.
But the owner or the nominated lead driver of the team has to do a minimum of 50% of the race. So that's our first pit visitor.
There's been, just see here that the number 28 car.
Oh, look at that. Look at the Healey's. They've changed again. They went each side of the number 14 Lotus Elite there. And the 14 Elite is Lee Hauer, the American driver.
Yeah, that's dramatic, certainly, as the cars came on to the start and finish straight. Got a slightly slower car, that Elite. It's running in 21st position, being mugged either side by the much quicker, more powerful big Healey's. I was just going to say, the number 28 car, that's being observed. It's been spotted to be smoking from the rear of the car. That's the XK120.
That's Tommy Waterfield.
Yeah. And
car's owned by Sir David Scully, oldest car in the field. And 207's off, and that's Crispin Harris, unfortunately, and he's gone off at Rocket at the top of the hill.
Yes, that's gone straight on, hasn't it? To the barrier. So whether he locked up, more than possible there. We've already seen someone do that in an earlier race this weekend. He's actually reversing out now of those recticile barriers, and is he going to get back into the race? Or
he's going to get himself back to the pits, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe get it back to the pits, get it checked over. It is handy not having a defined pit window, isn't it? In that you don't have to think, making a stop outside the pit window here, so I'm going to have to make another stop as well in later in the race. But the marshals are now trackside with that 207 car. Up at the top of the hill.
I wonder, I can see yellow flags around here. So, yeah, safety car. A safety car has been signalled. We have 1 hour and 12 minutes to go. So of the 90 minutes, we've got 72 minutes to go.
Yeah, I can see people on the pit wall saying, "Get in now, behind the safety car."
There'll be a clamour to put drivers in, but of course they won't see that necessarily. Yeah, they do. The safety car board's out now, so actually no one's decided to come in as yet. I suspect they might do. And I see the Hilton and Moss Jag is back out on track. In comes one of the elites. That is the Akuri Shirley car that was raced in the States in period, and that is going up to its pit.
Yeah, so safety car is out, but cars are starting to come in, including the car from second position. John Minshaw's in, and well, most of the field seem to be following him in. I don't think the leader stayed out there. The lead you can see on screen. It's been picked up by the safety car.
So Minshaw in from second. Clark is in as well. The XK's gone out again.
246 car's staying, and it's quicker, I think, to tell you who's staying out.
Yeah, 246 that's Bill Rawls, whose son's going into that car at the end. He's going to double stint anyway. 275's gone through. 14 that elite that got mugged. He's in as well. There's a change. Jones to Tinkler in the grey Elan. Ben Tinkler, the 2023 HSCC Classic Formula Ford champion. The red Elite is the Lee Hauer car. Lee Hauer and Tim Gregorio.
I'm watching Charlie Goddard. She's been ignoring the pit-in signal. She's signalled it on the previous lap. She's been signalled it again. She's still out there in the Morgan. Graham Smith is the driver that she'll hand over to, the Caterham Graduates front runner in days gone by.
There you go. And we have got Chris Ward going into one of the MGBs. That'll be fireworks because he's a very, very rapid pilot.
Right.
It's in the 25.
That Healy is going to need some outside assistance to be recovered. So
Yeah.
you can see the JCB's heading out onto track now to facilitate. That's the Crispin Harris car, isn't it? The Austin Healy.
So that's here comes the lead Cobra.
That's in now.
Coming into the pits. And that will be in at 14 laps.
Yeah, 14 laps gone from the lead of the race then. Obviously the timing screen obviously becomes hard to decipher. Now we're into the pit stops.
It's quite interesting that Ben Cousins, who once done a lot in that Jaguar, has gone out into this middle stint. Now, if it took 15 minutes potentially to sort the issue out, that would take us down to how many minutes to go? Would take us down to 54 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Which would mean that John Minshaw could leap in relatively soon after that, in that you can only do 40 minutes. So Ben Cousins really has got to run until there are 40 minutes left in this race. There's the Rules Healy, which was due to be Papa Rules driving it first and second, because his son, very rapid Jack Rules, was going to jump into Alexander Hewittson's Healy. And at 14 laps, as we have it now, see the run through, 14 laps, it's the Sleep Cobra, which Alex Montgomery was jumping into. We've got the Rolls Healy in second place, 246. Third, Hamilton Peters with his Elite, just because the stagger hasn't unwind. Fourth is Cousins in the Grey Jag number 33. Fifth is 132, which is Hewitson in his Healy. Sixth is 32, which is Oliver Marseille, excuse me. And then we've got 232, which is Reed Gom in the low drag coupe. 48 is Joe Ward in the red Healy. 84 is the Jones Tinkler Elan, and then in 10th place is the Alice Locke Broadspeed Mini Coupe, and it's the Hope, and who else is in that one? 55 is the Hope and Jason Minshaw MGB in 11th place, and it's the Clark Mitchell car in as the Jags XK's in again. I saw Tom Waterfield's fetch something to he's having a play with the rear corner. He's doing something down there. I can't see through one of the other team members what he might be doing, but that means that Oliver Marseille will now be in that car rather than the Healy, and that Healy that was running 432 will now have in it Jeremy Welsh, the sort of preeminent Healy racer for the last decade or so, but there are plenty of young chargers in there as well. We'll see Jack Rolls in action in 2 of these cars today. Jack Rolls from the Bill Rolls Classic Cars Company down in sort of Alton Way in Hampshire in the south of England. and they're leading specialists too in the Heelys. Their big Heeley race coming up at Donington, I think, next weekend. Something like 40 Heelys in it.
Wow.
Should be very exciting. And got an Ian Cox Memorial race at the Castle Combe Morton Classic in the middle of September, which Bill Rawls Classic Cars is supporting. But great to see such a mixture of cars. We unfortunately lost the lone Mini, the actual Mini, in testing yesterday, which broke its gearbox after just a few laps. Car that Ellie Birchenough of Dorset Racing was going to share with Malc Fitzpatrick. The Jesty entered cars, Paul JP Jesty car, and they're still going round.
Including now the 207 car that's been recovered is able to make its way back under its own steam, as it were, to the to Parc Fermé. So whether it goes to Parc Fermé, went to the pit lane to see if we can get the car back out competitively for the remainder of the race. Obviously, to be many laps down.
If it's going to Parc Fermé, the scrutineers will have a look at it and decide whether if there is a potential for it to continue.
But it'd be good news for them if they can at least get another.
Would be good, wouldn't it?
Number of racing laps out of it, albeit not going to be contending for any prizes any longer, I don't think. So safety car. They've
had such a rough time. They had smoke to piston. It's coming in. Look, it's coming in. Look, it looks.
The only mystery now is why it needed outside assistance to be recovered, because it.
Quite.
Anyway. I think the JCB is still up at the top of the circuit. It's rearranging the recticel that was in turn rearranged by the Heeley 10 minutes or so ago.
Just giving it a little fettle with those forks.
Yeah, I think that will do. And there's the car. I mean, I don't think there's too much damage because those recticel cushions, they do.
They are remarkable, aren't they?
Fantastic work, don't they? To absorb the impact.
And that car smoke to piston at Silverstone. Jeremy Welsh rebuilt the engine in double quick time so that they could come here and race. And they're just prying the wheel arch in, aren't they? They're getting that off the tyre.
Yes, that must be what the perhaps the extent of the damage.
Yeah.
But and that's perhaps why they couldn't start it, because they just couldn't get the movement on.
No lock on the wheel.
On the wheel. Yeah. So if they can just lever that out of the way, then should be good to get back into the race, and we'll get underway once the JCB has finished its work. But precision engineering going on there.
I think the term is it's been bingled.
Yes.
It's been bingled.
Well, they're desperately trying to unbingle it now.
That'll work. Yeah, bit of debingling going on.
But it seems to be working.
You almost think it might be simpler to take the wheel off and whack it with a copper hammer.
We've got a hammer here, haven't we? In the
we have.
For reasons that aren't quite clear.
Yeah.
But we could bring that into.
I don't think a claw hammer.
No, perhaps not the right job. What tool for the job?
If I had a hammer, well, do.
Anyway. So
two lovely elites running together. Those cars styled by an accountant, you'll be pleased to know.
Oh, well,
Peter Kerwan-Taylor.
Accountants well known for their creativity and design ingenuity.
Exactly. Fiberglass monocoque cars. That little Coventry Climax engine in there as well.
So this is the second race this season for these cars. It was a 2-hour race at, there we go, there's the hammer. 2-hour race at Silverstone last time, 4 weeks ago, on the Grand Prix circuit. And then they go to Castle Combe, as you were saying, for the Autumn Classic in September.
So then the wonderful Portimao, the Algarve Autodromo Internacional do Algarve, which is about an hour from Faro, easy to get to. Magnificent place, very, very different to this. You don't have the view. You have some nice views, but not this view. And they're freeing now the some of the lap cars. That was the Jaguar that made that early stop, the Heeley. So they've freed that. They've waved it past.
I think it's now got the right car behind it, hasn't it? The 275 car.
The 275, yes, 275 Elite, because it hasn't stopped, is is actually the lead, the sort of de facto leader, which is Mark Hamilton-Peters. It's the only car not to have stopped.
Yes, all the others have, and in twice has been the XK, the Waterfield Marseille number 28 car. We saw that come in twice. It was reported to be smoking anyone.
I should imagine it's the first having a Lotus Elite leading the GTSCC race overall. The safety car lights are off by the looks of things, so come round to the conclusion of 18 laps. How long still to go on the time screen?
Just under an hour, 59.5 minutes. So about 2/3 of the race.
Yeah, and there they go.
And immediately John Minshaw takes the lead of the race.
For photographers out there, you've got the opportunity to have a photograph of the of all three Lotus Elites together, and they're contrasting colours, which is really cool. So they're all together on the track.
Yeah, and just about to head round the banking towards Church Court. It's a fast sweeping right-hander.
So Ben Cussons is in the Jag that leads now.
Yes.
Of course, he has a long history of racing Jaguars, C-Type among others. The Healey's are back at it. Jack Rules is now in the 32, the Hewitson car, and Jeremy Welsh is in the car that Oliver Marseille started, number 32. So that's going to be a very, very interesting tussle between two very, very rabid, hugely experienced Healey racers. Oliver Marseille has only had a limited mileage in a Healey, but it's proving that he can drive it pretty much as quickly as anybody, so great to see. And he's one of the young guns in the field.
Who do we think's in the Cobra now?
Cobra should now be Alex Montgomery.
Yeah.
Because Nick Sleep started it and was at lunchtime. He told me he was due to finish it, or the team did, so that's fine. There it goes. And then Reed Gom was double stinting in the low drag coupe to let Nigel Greensall gun for glory at the end. I got two MGBs side by side, the powder blue one going past one of the reds. The Morgan's there as well, because that's powered by a Triumph engine.
Gloriously chaotic restart this race with lots of cars out of position having been lapped, but the four cars you see on screen are effectively the ones that are disputing the leading positions here. We're going to get a change for third. That's Montgomery, Alex Montgomery in the Cobra getting a position. Is he going to hold on to it though? Meanwhile, it's side by side for the lead of the race, and we have a change there too because Rules has gone through, I think, to take the lead away from Ben Cussons now. The Jaguar's gone down to second, and we've still got them fighting side by side for third place as they head through Peel, and it is the Healey that is prevailing at the moment over the Cobra.
Yes, it is, and that's because it's got the redoubtable Jeremy Welsh at the wheel, but he can't resist the Cobra that's got best part of 200 more horsepower, weighs pretty much the same. Have a propensity for eating tyres, but there we go, look at that. Through goes the Cobra, and that was really tight because Cussons was there in the Jaguar and he had to back right off and kind of breathe in the hope that he could draw the sides of the car away from the Jag, which he did. The Jag's absolutely immaculate, by the way, as is the Cobra, but you don't want to scrape them. But that was an interesting move through Rocket. So Alex Montgomery moving up there.
It wasn't just Ben Cussons having an intake of breath there, it's me as well, because I thought that was going to end in some contact there. Fortunately,
and look at the Jaguar getting a little bit skew whiff coming out of the corner there.
It's got the Elan with him now as well, the Ben Tinkler now at the wheel of that, I think.
Yeah, Ben Tinkler, classic Formula Ford champion back in 2023. He's a very, very rapid driver, also a very good preparer. Worked with Andy Wolf, his renowned team. Andy Wolf has won GTSCC races over the years in Lotus Elans. Lotus Elan won at Silverstone. It's in the hands of Connor Kay and James Hughes. Connor Kay, the first driver born in this century to win a GTSCC race, because he's 23. So we've got these two drivers, two teams in the race. The Daytona Cobra team, their drivers at the combined age of 151, and the Joe Ward-Chris Connolly team, twice winners of the Spa 6 Hours in TVRs, with a combined age of 153.
Here are the two leaders then at the banking, and it is Montgomery up on the inside and gets the lead away from the Healy. So it was leading before the that round of pit stops behind the safety car, and it's
Jack
back in the lead again.
Jack Rawls in the Healy in the middle, because he's going to jump into his dad's Healy, the white and blue American sort of Briggs Cunningham kind of coloured car. And there goes Tinkler charging down the inside past Jeremy Welsh, and Welsh will try to come back at him using a bit of the torque of the straight six engine in the Healy to gobble up that twin cam, that impudent twin cam engine Elan. But this is fantastic stuff. Montgomery is second, Welsh is third, then Tinkler fourth, but not anymore because he's gone past up the hill to Rocket. Then we've got Cousins running fifth. Reid Gomez sixth in the 232 Jaguar. Ben Mitchell is next up. He's in the John Clark car, and then it is the Smithies Chris Clarkson car. Lord Borneo at the wheel of that. Chris Clarkson, Bristolian motor trader, born out in the Far East where his father was working in the rubber industry. And there goes Ben Mitchell up the inside of Cousins. The two Jags in two different specifications, side by side, round target corner.
Meanwhile, Ben Tinkler's the fastest driver on the circuit at the moment. Did a 1:23.119 last time through. He's 2.2 seconds behind the race leader, Alex Montgomery in the Shelby Cobra. He's up to second place now. He's got past the Jack Rawls Healy. So that gap coming down all the time. So could we have the diminutive, relatively Elan 26R of Ben Tinkler take on the Shelby Cobra before much longer in this race? We're coming up towards the halfway point. 52.5 minutes to go. 45 will be the halfway point. And we've got quite a race, and it's fantastic to see these different types of cars. Both of those two lead cars are GT4 class, which has a real mix of cars. The big sort of heavyweights and the more slippery Elan as well.
This is fantastic. This is 23 laps down. Montgomery leads in the Hairy Canary, the Dynaglaze of Hawaii back car.
Let's head down to the pit lane. I think we've got some news from there.
So the 207 car of Crispin Harris and James Wilmoth, the car came into the pits and already they're having to remove some of the bodywork, trying to get it away from the actual tyre. That took a number of minutes, and then before the car departed again, the 207, they had to sellotape the bonnet down. So a lot of time lost for the 207, but fantastic to see them back on the Anglesey track.
I like that. Ben. Sellotape, that's the first time it's been used for fixing an Austin Healy, I think, but there we go. Fantastic to see them back in. That's the spirit of the GT and Sports Car Cup in its 20th season. So Steve Jones is Elan, the grey one, in the hands of Ben Tinkler, is in second place, number 84, the only Elan in the field. Then it is the young Rolls driven Healy 132 is in third place. Welsh in the 32 Healy is next up. That's the dark green one. And then it still is Reid Gom from Ben Mitchell, moving up the order in John Clark's E-Type, which is number 88, ahead of Clarkson and Cousins. The interesting tussle between the MGBs, Mark Hope and Jason Minshaw, just ahead of the car of Jonathan Hopper and Chris Ward. So that's a tussle. Minshaw and Ward have raced each other many times over the years. Both Alton Park aficionados of yore. Chris Ward, who raced in Formula Vauxhall at one time, and for many years was chief instructor at the Silverstone Driving Centre. So lots of ability there. Of course, John Minshaw, multiple winner of the Spa 6 Hours over the years, won it several times with his brother often, and with Martin Stretton with Valley Motorsport attended Jaguars. So great to see this race unfolding. There's the leader to 84, which is Ben Tinkler, and he's working lap 25. In fact, sorry, he's second place. He's chasing the Cobra down. I've forgotten the Cobra up there. So Tinkler chasing him, and Cobra has the best lap of the race on a 1:22.871. But Tinkler has been eating into that advantage. Was quicker in the Elan last time round again, only by a tenth or so, and then Rolls in third place, but in a personal best lap. And here comes Rolls in that silver blue Healy. The three Healys are together, which is absolutely brilliant to see. And that's Rolls going past, actually that's the Rolls going past the 207, I think, wasn't it? That will now have James Wilmoth in it.
Yes, but last lap, Rolls in the first or best lap of the race for that car. And needed to as well, because Jeremy Welch was starting to put on the pressure in the number 32 Healy.
Gap is about 2.9 seconds first to second. Absolutely brilliant to see. Here comes the leader, and this is the hairy canary, number 36, in the hands of Alex Montgomery, and Tinkler is chasing for all he's worth.
That time through, it took another 2/10 out of Montgomery, so the gap down to 2.8 seconds. But Jeremy Welch delayed somewhat. He's didn't manage to get ahead of the 207 Wilmoth Healy. That's multiple laps down. How many laps down is it? It's 10 laps down on the lead now. There's the 32 car, which is the one I was just referring to. I think it has now cleared the Wilmoth car, and it's got clear daylight between itself and Jack Rawls, but the gap getting on for 3 seconds.
And Bill Rawls on lap 26. Bill Rawls is now ahead of Ben Cussons in the Dove Grey Jag, which means that Bill Rawls is now third in GT3, and the Jag of Cussons is fourth.
GT2 class being led by Mark Hope and Jason Minshaw in the...
But not by far.
Not by far, that's the 55 MGB now. So they are ahead of the Hopper and Ward car by 2.2 seconds. Yeah,
because the lead that didn't stop and found itself at the head, the 275 car, that's obviously dropped back
and it's
into the mix.
It's in the pit lane now.
Yes.
That car.
Yes.
For its second stop, and the bonnet is up.
How long still to go, Ian?
46.5 minutes.
So 6.5 minutes will take us to a point where a third stint in this mandatory two-stop race will take a driver to the end of the race, and we'll see Jack Rawls jump out of Alexander Hewittson's Healy, which is running third, 132. Take over the car that his dad's driving, which is 246. So that'll be interesting to see. And there is, I can see Jack Rawls going on the far side there. These Healys. There's the 207, numbered 207 for the registration plate as well. And James Wilmoth still going great guns in that car. It's
slightly cross-eyed now, isn't it? After the damage earlier on.
It doesn't look quite as steady into the corners as it might, but you wonder whether the tracking has taken a little tweak in that car. But great to see
they may need to get the hammer out again.
It'll be fine.
So there is that car that is powering on in spite of its off at post 7. Got to report all the marshals in that post that was collected by the Healy. They're all okay. That's good.
2.3 seconds now, first to second. By the time this stint is over, I think they could be running nose to tail, and it may well be that works in traffic. Remember, we get to see Nigel Greensall, but his take on the race in Reid Gomm's E-Type, which is the car number 232, which is currently about 26 seconds off the lead of the race.
The Ben Cussons Jag is going backwards. It's lost another position on that lap.
Yeah.
Down to 11th.
Yeah.
And it was a slow lap of 136. So there's something wrong with that car, or there's a
Probably run out of tyres.
Oh no, it's had a spin. I can just see that's
okay.
come up on my screen. It did have a spin on that lap, so that would explain it. That would have been at post 4, which I think is at Church. I'm surprised we didn't see that. There's a yellow flag out at Target as well, so there must be someone off at the banking, I think. There we are. It's the number 8 car that's been off the road and rejoining it. That's the O'Sullivan and Nuttall Elite GT2 class car. It's going against the yellow flag's withdrawn.
And that is O'Sullivan, because I can see Will Nuttall down there in the pit lane. So O'Sullivan still in that car. So he must be double stinting. 29 laps down. The gap is 1.6 between these lead cars, and this is great to see. There's the Daytona Cobra. They built 6 of these cars. Shelby American brought some of them to Europe, chasing the World GT World Championship for Mates for GT cars, which they ultimately won. Likes of Dan Gurney raced them, and Bob Bondurant. That car is chasing the Jaguar there of Ben Mitchell.
Safety cars being called
Is it?
out.
And it's 42 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
It is, and there's a car, I can see there's a driver out of a car, and it's a car that has rolled, unfortunately.
That's the broad speed.
It's
the broad speed that's in the grass.
The driver's out of the car,
That's
which is good news.
Car of Richard, meant to be Richard Locke in the middle section, which is number 33. Mitchell ahead of the Demon Tweaks Empire that his late father Alan started, and they go through.
Countdown on the live stream, by the way, is not right, because we've actually got 36 and a half minutes race, and that's not race of the race left, not 18 minutes as shown on the live stream. So we'll try and get all of that aligned.
Okay. The Charlie Goddard Morgan has gone.
Where the leads are in all of this. We've got the Lamb that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars between itself and what we think is the car in second place. Although, having said that, they have now, they've now decided that David Smith is Chris Clarkson Daytona Cobra's leading.
Okay.
By a lap potentially on the
Really?
screen. I'm not quite sure about that myself, but that may be a quirk of exactly how that race was stopped.
A quirk of nature.
But I don't think it is a lap ahead somehow. Safety car's going to pull in. 207 cars having some work done on it in the pit lane still. But the race is going to get back underway, and it's being led across the line by the Will Nuttall and Michael O'Sullivan Lotus Elite. So green flag now waving. Cars will shuffle in their order, but the TSL Thomas Green is insistent that David Smiths and Chris Clarkson are a lap ahead of everybody else.
Okay.
But I'm still not quite sure how that works.
I don't think you can overtake before the timing line somehow, but
no.
Doesn't seem to deter.
Yes, one or two may have been guilty of that, but I think everyone's now past the timing line and back into the race. The 186 car is taking the lead position on the road as well. It's got past the Elite. And it arrives at Rocket. One or two cars in its wake, locking up a little bit for that very tight left-hander at the top of the hill.
Yes, at the moment, yeah, it shows 33 laps, isn't it? And the one of the Healey's, does that come in again? The 132 Healey, which is the Hewitson car. It's shown as in the pits on my.
Well, that's the one that was
the silver blue one.
That sort of left early.
No,
wasn't
it's there. Yeah. So here they go. So through they go, and the Smithies Cobra appears to have shown 34 laps.
We've got one stop there, Marcus. The Lee Howard Tim Gregorio Lotus Elite has stopped up at Rocket again. What seems to be happening up at Rocket today? That's the number 14 car.
Is it going again?
No. Marshall has wandered over to chat to the driver to figure out if it is capable of going again. Yellow flags. Oh no, sorry. It's at Church.
It's at Church.
It is going.
Pulled off on the grass.
Intrepid Marshall's there. It's on the move, but only very slowly.
It's going again.
Yeah,
it's going again.
It is. So let's go back into the race.
Oh, careful! Don't spin it.
Yeah, it's not the best place to be rejoining when you've got cars herring around the corner.
No. Meanwhile, you've got the Cobra Coupe, which is David Smithies, Meerkat as he's nicknamed. He leads it in 186. 32 is Hewitson in the silver blue Healey. Then we've got Nigel Greensall snapping at the heels. He's the danger man.
If you took a lap off Smithies here, this would be for the battle for the lead of the race. But
yes, it would.
And I wonder if he should have a lap taken off him.
And there we go. Greensall's looking everywhere. He's looking left, looking right. He's got back in the power in the Reed Gom Jag. And here we go. He'll gobble up the Healey in a straight line and does so.
Yeah, so that's Nigel Greensall making a move, and he's going to make a move on the Shelby Cobra as well. In that 232 car, we've taken over from Red Gum. He's leading on the road now, but not in the race, because on our timing screen at least, David Smiths and Chris Clarkson have done 35 laps, and the next 11 have all done 34. And there's the 14 car. It has stopped again. Where has it stopped this time? That isn't at Rocket this time. It stopped wrong the previous time, but it has definitely stopped at Rocket this time because the yellow flags are out up there. And just going past it, that stricken car is the 232 car of Nigel Greensall. Yellow flags there. Everyone's mindful of not overtaking into the. Well, we've now got one into the barriers as well.
Oh no, that's
one of the Healeys, isn't it?
That's one of the Healeys. That's what colour is that?
Is that the Hewitson?
Is that the silver blue one? Safety car is being called.
Third time at this race, and that was at the part of the circuit where that car had stopped as well. Interestingly. So third safety car of the race, I have to say, Mark.
Most unusual. Oh, he's got going again.
He has.
232 is going again.
Damage to the rear corner, which might indicate there was a tag to that car.
Yeah, there's only it's not a particularly solid piece of bodywork, that. So they're easy to crumple in.
Yeah.
Probably a judicial whack with one of these hammers, like on our desk.
Yeah.
We'll take it back out again.
And 32. There's the other half of that incident, because that's the 32 car that was doing battle with it.
Okay.
That's the. Is that Oliver Marseille at the wheel of that one at the moment? Do you think? Let's get back out into the race. Sans one headlight. The 14 cars on the move again. It's all happening. And I have said I wasn't expecting it to be the GT and Sports Car Cup that was going to give us 3 safety cars this weekend, Marcus.
No, absolutely not. Now, this presumably is going to give Nigel Greensall the opportunity to catch the back of the pack, isn't it? Because he'd gone past the Cobra into target, and here he comes. He's stuck behind the red.
Yeah, that's the car that's just recovered, hasn't it? That's the Harrow and Gregorio Elite.
Yeah.
And he can only go. You can't overtake it, Nigel. You can only go as fast as that car because we're behind the safety car.
It might be going as fast as it can.
Yeah, I'm sure Nigel will be hustling it, trying to encourage it to go a little bit quicker. Safety car lights are off because the car that it was called for is gone.
Yep.
So we'll get a restart. So Greensall will make up some ground, but not as much as he otherwise might. But yes, Nigel Greensall now showing on the same lap as the leader, 1 minute 23 seconds behind. And 14 cars certainly seems to be back up to speed. And Greensall's doing everything but overtake it. He knows not to do that. He's done this long enough not to do that. Anyway, green flag waves. We're back underway for the final 28 minutes or so of the race. Confirmation there was contact between those two Healey's. That's on my screen now. The notification of that. And that is the car that's leading, the 186 car. David Smithies and Chris Clarkson. AC Cobra Daytona. But behind it, you've got the Elan's gone through to unlap itself. That's the 84 car being driven by Ben Tinkler, the ex-Formula 4 1600 racer. And others have also now gone past that Daytona Cobra as well. 3 of them all on the way up towards Rocket that time.
Yeah, this is absolutely fascinating how this is all panning out, because at 37 laps, Smithies leads by a lap from Greensall, effectively, and then Tinkler in the Elan, and then what is now Jack Rawls in the Healey. Then it's the John Clark Jag.
Confirmation of the 132 Hewitson and Jack Rawls.
2 Cobras running together now, although they are a lap apart.
Also into the pits once again has come the number 32 car. That's Oliver Marseille there. That's the car that was down one headlamp after that contact earlier on. There it is. Whether I think they may have decided that that's all of the entertainment for the day for that car. Look at the lap now, it's been passed by the Jag of
Greensall's over here.
Yeah. I was going to say, Greensall's now only 38 seconds behind the leading car.
Yes.
Mechanic looking underneath that Healey as if there's a problem underneath. There's the Elan.
You wonder whether there's a steering arm or something's taken a whack at that point.
Yeah, the Jag just ahead of the Elan is the 88 car, which is the car now being driven by Ben Mitchell, isn't it?
Well, if it might be Ben Mitchell, yes, because it depends whether John Clark double stinted, and I'm not sure.
It did a personal best lap on that race, if that helps.
Which suggests it probably is Ben Mitchell.
121.542.
Need to see if I can see Clarkie on the pit wall.
So yes, Ben Mitchell, great connection to Stoke Motorsport. We've seen all kinds of things in and now new fastest lap of the race goes to Nigel Greensall at 1:20.346. This is what you're expecting to happen, Mark, in the second half when we've got some of the quote-unquote pro drivers out on track. The pace would hot up somewhat, in spite of the fact that the tyres have already taken a hammering in the first hour or so. 24 minutes of the race left. We don't have the timing table on the screen at the moment, so I'll just tell you it's 1:86. David Smithers and Chris Clarkson leading.
Yeah, and the GT3 is led by the Rolls and Rolls Healy 246,
which is the
one car that is still in immaculate condition.
Yes, I think the 207 that's also retired now. They were trying to fix the wing.
The Joe Ward Healy is still running,
it's
which
back out
is
there,
cool.
is it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the 48 car, Joe Ward and Chris Connolly. So in battle at the moment, the TR4 of number 71.
Minshaw Cousins Jaguar is second in GT3. Waterfield is third in GT3 in the car that Oliver Marseille mid-stinted in. Joe Ward is in 9th place in his Healy, and 10th is the Ross Jones family car, the Triumph TR4. Best of the MGBs leading GT2 is Mark Hope. He took over he started and took over to finish his car, which Jason Minshaw drove in the middle, and Mark Hope is ahead of the Jonathan Hopper car by a couple of seconds. Jonathan Hopper's car is another that had a very rapid driver in the middle of it, because that had Chris Ward driving it.
Meanwhile, Nigel Greensall has got the gap down to 27 seconds now, so it's making it 5 or 6 seconds a lap on the race leader, so give it another 5 laps or so and he'll be with the Smithies and Clarkson. That's just coming over the line now to complete lap number 41. It's lapping the 126s. Greensall's doing 121s. Just looking at him coming actually down through the corkscrew out the commentary box window here. So see what the gap is this time. Was 26 or so. It's going to be, I expect, less than that this time. 232 car crosses the line now, and the gap is 21.2 seconds, so another 5 seconds.
That's the GT3 leading Healy on the screen, 248. It's got John Minshaw chasing him down, and that is a battle for 6th place overall. They're behind. Yes, Minshaw tucks the Healy and the Jaguar up alongside the Healy, but they had to also clear the red Lotus, which has got who's in the red one now? That's the 8 cars, Michael O'Sullivan, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've got 21 minutes of the race left. Smith is leading, Greensall second, Ben Mitchell third, Ben Tinkler fourth, Nick Sleep fifth, and the Rawls car in 6th place.
There goes the Cobra again, 186 charging through. He's got Will Nuttall chasing him in the Bob Chalman Curry Shirley E-Type. That's the Sullivan car. The two MGBs are absolutely together, and that's for the GT2 lead. They've gone through, and it's 55 and 25 together.
Yeah, you can see them on screen now as well.
And it's 25 that's now ahead, isn't it?
Yes.
Which is the car of Jonathan Hopper and Chris Ward.
Only just though, less than a car length in it. As
yeah, that's only just happened.
Rocket. Who's aboard the other one? Is it going to be Minshew or Hope at this stage? Do we think?
It's Hope and Hopper now in the cars.
Okay. Well, Hope's alongside Hopper, but on this occasion, Hope doesn't win out, and Hopper is still ahead of those two. So they turn their way towards Peel. I suspect this isn't the end of this MGB battle. Meanwhile, Nigel Greensall had the gap down to 16 seconds on the previous lap. He's going to come through, cut the timing line now, and the gap's down to less than 10 seconds, 9.9 seconds. So I reckon 2 more laps and we'll have Nigel Greensall going for the lead of the race. Continue to watch these two MGBs as they complete lap number 43 in their case.
Yeah, and that was that's Hope back ahead of Hopper, 25 and 55.
So that's a great
Battling. Greensall carrying immense speed up towards Rocket. He's going to find the red Elite ahead of him.
Yeah, he's lapping considerably faster than anybody else. Ben Mitchell is the second fastest driver out there at the moment in the 88 B time, and Tinkler he's lapping the 123, so not as quick actually as the Shelby Cobra.
There's the MGV battle for the GT2 class, and they're having a whale of a time, these two. 25 and 55. 25 is Hopper, 55 is Hope. Leader comes through again, and there is the chaser. It'll be this lap, I suspect.
Yeah, 2.6 seconds. I don't know if we can pick up on the leaders. We have picked up on the leaders. There they are. There is the 186 car, David Smithers, and that Cobra Daytona. He's got one back mark behind him, and then there we are in the same shot now. Nigel Greensall, who's done a tremendous job. He unlaps himself, helped by a safety car, that enabled him to catch up about half of the ground, but he's been doing 5 or 6 seconds a lap.
Wonder whether Mitchell can catch the Cobra as well, because here comes the change, and they're coming down towards Church Curve. They go through up the hill, and the low drag E-Type owned by Reed Gomb is now back ahead, and trying to get in on the act there is the impudent little number 8 Elite, and that has Will Nuttall at the wheel. And a big Lura's half spin, and well, that was the 25. Jonathan Hopper
out of the
MGB
GT2 class then, unfortunately for him. That's handed Hope. I knew Hope the advantage in the GT2 class, but yeah, I don't think Ben Mitchell will catch the Cobra. He's lapping 5 seconds a lap faster, but he's 45 seconds behind, and there are 16 minutes. That's going to be what? That's going to be about 11 or 12 laps, so it's possible.
It'll be close, I suspect.
Yeah. I was re-evaluating the maths as I went along with that one. So, yeah, touch and go. And about 7 seconds behind Mitchell is Tinkler in the Elan.
The timing needed rebooting then on the live timing. I was quite sure when that was. But,
yeah, don't have the timing tab for you on the screen for you at the moment, unfortunately, but I can tell you it's Nigel Greensall now, 2.32, leading by 3.9 seconds from 186 David Smithers is second, 88 Ben Mitchell is third, 84 Ben Tinkler is fourth, 36 Nick Sleep is fifth, 33 John Minshaw is sixth. Then it's the
that car leads GT3.
Yes,
having got ahead of Jack Rawls 246.
Ben Thomas Waterfield in 28 with Oliver Marseille. 71 Alan Ross Jones and Daniel Ross Jones, and 48 Joe Ward and Chris Conley complete the top 10. And then it's the MGBs, the GT2 class battle being led now by Mark Hope by about 19 seconds after that spin for Jonathan Hopper at Church a lap or so ago. So there is the Hope MGB now on its own.
Hope springs eternal.
It does. These cars coming towards the end of the lap there. Certainly an entertaining hour and a half we'll have had. Still a quarter of an hour to go in this race for the GT and Sports Car Cup. First time that we've seen it racing here at Anglesey. First time with the 750 Motor Club. And a very welcome addition it's been to the bill. It's beautiful machinery. Plenty of spectacular driving, including there. Look at the Shelby Cobra bring its neck absolutely wrong. It's right with now the 84 car, so this is for position. It's for 4th place. 7/10 was the gap at the start of the lap, but Nick Sleaf's been catching Ben Tinkler here in the Elan.
Yeah, it's brute force overhandling, isn't it? And here they are together. Elan with that cruciform backbone chassis and the twin cam engine front, and the Cobra with the hulking 4.7 litre Ford V8 engine making something around 460 horsepower. About 3 times the power of the Elan, but he's probably a third as much again in terms of weight in the Cobra.
Just going past the Alfa Giulia there, I should say.
That's the car that Richard Frankel started. I think Jeff Turrell is in it now. Cobra can't quite hang on to the Elan over the course of that. A well-driven Elan is a very, very wieldy tool.
Especially around a circuit like this, you would think it'd be more well suited to this than the.
I was surprised that Elan won at Silverstone actually, but that was really down to a late stop for the Pearson's Jaguar, which needed another rear tyre, and that just cost them a few seconds. Just cost them. So nonetheless, beginning to win it when that comes down.
You'd think this is a circuit that's not all about power. It's got one of the lowest average speeds of any circuit in the country.
You can see that Will Nuttall is just hanging on to the back of the Smithies Cobra. Several laps between them, I'm sure. Lots of really interesting nuances in this race, aren't there? Here comes the 88, that's the Ben Mitchell, John Clark Jaguar.
23 seconds behind now.
And you can see where they are, because at Church we saw the Cobra, and going into Target we saw Nuttall. Continues, that's the Hauer and Gregorio Elite. One of our 2 American teams in the race.
.246 Rawls. He doesn't look to have the pace that it did earlier on. Yeah, out into the 127s now. Best lap of 123 in the earlier part of the race. Yes, there's 3 laps between the 2 cars you see on screen. Between Smithies and O'Sullivan.
Although it's Nuttall in that car now.
Yeah. So those 2 have been a good dice.
There goes the 88 Jag. Now, where is the Cobra Coupe? Because a lot of time nick back there.
18 seconds the gap now. Another 5 seconds found on that lap.
Yes, 5 plus. Nick back with 10 1/4 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's into the final knockings of this race now. We'll see that 88 car, I think, catch just about before the end of the race, Ben Mitchell. So I think we'll end up with E-types 1 and 2 most likely here.
About four laps to catch him, I suspect.
Yeah, and probably 7 laps to go, 7, 8 laps to go, something like that.
Yeah.
So should work out for him.
Sleep all over the back of the Elan.
Fantastic to see these cars being pushed so hard around here. Cars from, I guess, now 60 plus years ago at a circuit that at the time they were built
Amazing,
didn't
isn't it?
exist. Yeah.
You look at a Jaguar E-Type, made its race debut in 1961. So that's 65 years ago. Graham Hill winning that race at Alton Park for Equipe Endeavour. Tommy Sopwith's company. Morgan still going strongly, having a good little tussle with one of the MGBs. And so one of the another red MGB locks a rear wheel coming down into the corkscrew. There goes Greensall. He's through. The Jaguar is also going to win GT3 by the looks of things with 33, John Minshaw, who's won 6 GTSCC races in the past, but in later spec Jaguars.
Yeah, he's now 10 seconds ahead of the his class rival, the Healy. I think we're now at the point where Ben Mitchell almost has the Cobra Daytona in his sights.
Does, yeah.
The gap down to 6.4 seconds. Another 6.1 seconds taken out on that lap. So it might be like before laps. It might be another lap or so before they're together. I wonder if that.
Sleep did get past Tinkler, and
Yeah.
he's now next in line to try to catch the other Cobra.
Yes, but I'd say that's less likely to happen.
There is the Cobra, Cobra Coupe climbing the hill towards Rocket. Still unable to shake off the wide Lotus Elite. And here is Nick Sleep coming down through Church, and he'll scale that incline in a moment.
Watching the Nigel Greensaw leading E-Type on our screen at the moment. R232 is well out in front now. He's lapping 6 seconds faster than David Smith is. Well clear, but we should, if we have a look at the Cobra. Yeah, the Cobra's now just coming through.
There is Mitchell on the back of the
with him. So
on the back of them.
Switch to this one in a moment. They're coming through. They're about to come into the start and finish line towards turn 1, which is one of the MGBs. That's the Beverly Phillips car.
So past, I think that's Chris Phillips in it now. Beverly started it, son Ollie took it over, and Ollie's now Chris finishing.
You can see the Cobra being hassled by the Elan of Tinkle. That's not given way, but have we had that change for second position? Just having a look. Yes, we have. So change for second position has happened out at Church Corner. So through has gone the number 88 car now. You can just see a glimpse of it on screen. And so that is Ben Mitchell now to second position. And as you say, the question is, can Sleep catch that car as well? Possibly, actually.
I think he can. It's looking increasingly likely.
13 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Lapping 5 seconds pretty much faster.
And 5.5 minutes to go. So
yeah,
we've got
time.
3.5, 4 laps, something like that.
Yeah.
Depending on where the leader is.
little bit of a mistake there, I thought, from Ben Mitchell through the corkscrew, but doesn't seem to have cost him anything.
I think the car's a bit sort of a bit lively through there.
I think it's probably as well a sequence that you think you can attack a bit faster than you actually can. So you always have to rein yourself in a little bit, I think, going through there.
There's a bit of a missed gear there for Tinkler. Third in that GT3 is the XK120 with Tommy Waterfield at the helm. I'm sure that the team is giving the Hairy Canary Cobra the hurry up, because it's charging after first the White Elite, which is Will Nuttall. Here comes down through the corkscrew John Minshaw in that pristine Jaguar Roadster he's sharing with Ben Cousins. Cousins, who's been a big supporter of the GT and Sports Car Cup through the Royal Automobile Club. There's the Rolls Healy, best of the Healys in terms of current position.
4 minutes, or less than 4 minutes now remaining in the race.
Another elite mug by Ben Mitchell going into that corner, into target.
Gap between Smithers and Sleep is 5 seconds now. Could happen this lap. So they've just headed through turn 1, through target, heading up towards the banking. Perhaps we can pick them up in a moment. So we're watching the Minshaw E-Type make its way through. Through Peel. Right, there we go, there's the shot. You've got the Cobra Tate, you've got the Shelby Cobra, both in the same shot. Now they're climbing up towards Rocket. They're going to be the next cars, I think, through. Here we are. Not quite going to happen this lap, Marcus, but another one maybe.
Absolutely. This is the Cobra Daytona Coupe that lasted only a few laps at Silverstone before its gearbox broke. They put the spare in for this event. They have the first one rebuilt in time to go back to Spa for the 6 hours in September, when they do every year.
Yeah, but now there's no cars between them.
That was fantastic. You can see 3 cars coming down through the corkscrew, another 2 going up out of Rocket in the background. Brilliant to see, and the Cobras are together, and Nick Sleep thunders past one of the MGBs.
Is it going to happen at the banking? Carrying more speed, yeah, he's going to do it, isn't he? Up
Down the inside, yeah.
And number 36 goes through to claim 3rd position, Nick Sleep, with probably only 2 laps to go actually, only 1 minute and 3/4 left on the clock. Where is Nigel Greenstall? I think already towards Rocket once again. Probably going to be the last lap board this time. See, Jeff blocks him down there in the pit wall, ready to get the checkered flag shot at the end of the race. So, through he's come. 12 seconds remaining. Oh, in fact, there he goes up the hill now. To Rocket. So he's got another 1.5 laps to go here. Nigel Greensall, I reckon. Taking over the car from Reed Gum for the second part of the race. He's got an advantage now of nearly 50 seconds as we come towards the end of this race. Lapping consistently in 121s. Now Ben Mitchell and Nick Sleep have got past the David Smithers car. They both seem to have settled into the 123s, having been lapping a second or so faster than that before. Right, there is the last lap board. That's gone out now to the race leader Nigel Greensall here with 17 seconds left. He's going past the number 37, Chris Phillips, MGB. One of the GT2 class cars that's running in 6th in that class and 17th overall. I think, possibly, to be fair, the last car still circulating, but nevertheless a good performance from that team. And the next car it's going to pass is the 14 car, which is the car in 60th position. That's the Howard and Gregorio Elite. But Nigel Greensill has probably done what we expected to do here, Marcus, and come good in this final third.
Yeah, very much so. He's the consummate professional, and he loves to do the chasing right at the end of a race. And if there's just a sniff of blood, a sniff of victory, you can guarantee that he'll be pouncing. And he has done, sliding that pristine Jaguar through, owned by Reed Gom, the Canadian. And it's been around in the series for many a long year. And the checkered flag awaits then for Nigel Greensill, who waggles the tail of Reed Gom's Jaguar low drag coupe through to complete lap 57 and win this GT and Sports Car Cup race. In second place we are going to see, wait for it,
We're going to need to wait a little while, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because it's nearly a minute he'd got.
somebody locked up. I mean, last lap somebody locked up at Rocket. They're still trying really hard down the order.
I think our GT3 will have through next, Marcus. Just
We are.
through corkscrew.
And John Minshaw and Ben Cussons are going to win GT3 with the 33 E-Type. Here it comes, the Paddy Motorsport car. And 88 on your screens, that's Ben Mitchell in the John Clark car. And if we look down on the pit wall,
Well, yeah, our GT2
thumbs
winner
up
through.
from Clarkey, so that's great effort there.
And his third place over the line now as well. That's the Nixie Alex Montgomery Shelby Cobra as well. So just a handful of cars still to make it to the check flag, including that in fourth place, David Smithers and Chris Clarkson in the Cobra Daytona, and in fifth the Lotus Elan of Steve Jones and Ben Tinkler. So a very entertaining race that, Marcus, for the GT and Sports Car Club on their
It was
Anglesey debut.
absolutely brilliant. What a superb race it was, and full of drama and excitement, and just superb to see. And those Jaguars have excelled themselves today. The Minshaw and Cussons car, early spec E-Type, has won GT3 by 14.4 seconds over the Rawls Healy. And if we go back to GT2, Mark Hope and Jason Minshaw have won that one, that class, from Jonathan Hopper and Chris Ward. And third in that class, the number 8 Elite, Michael O'Sullivan, the Irishman, and Will Nuttall.
Yeah, wonderful race that for the GT and Sports Car Cup. Can't tell you any more results because they've now disappeared from the screen. But it was thanks for running through the key class winners there, Marcus. A few cars with a bit of damage, but hopefully that will be repaired. I mean, the next run in this series is not until September at Castle Combe, but yeah. I'm sure many of these drivers will be out elsewhere.
They will
before then,
and they'll be fettling away, and their prep teams will be hard at work to make sure the cars all look in immaculate nick for the next one. So it is I suppose about 10 or 11 weeks away.
Yeah.
And then there's a month or so to the Portuguese finale, which if you've never been to the Algarve Autodromo International do Algarve, then it is well worth the visit. It's a wonderful place to spend a few days at the end of a long season. Weather is often exceptionally good, rather like this. Sometimes goes the other way.
Certainly does. Hopefully shortly we'll be able to head down to Parc Fermé to have a word with our successful drivers. There's still 3 races to come this afternoon here, or this evening I should probably say, here at Anglesey. We've got the Race Part 750 Formula Championship. We've got the second race of the day for the Radical Club Challenge, and then we're going to move to the 45-minute endurance race or mini endurance race for the Tiguan Road Sports Championship to round out the day. You can see we've got cars just coming onto the grid for the 750 Formula race. And shortly we'll head down to the Park FOMO, which we'll do now, and we'll hear from Ben McCarthy, one of the successful drivers in the GT and Sports Car Cup.
A fantastic GT and Sports Car Cup here at Anglesey Circuit. Still 3 more races left today. Next up, we'll be heading to the Race Parts 750 Formula Championship, where Ian and Marcus will, of course, be talking you through that.